Digital dawn. Break the code. Lights on. Qubic mode. Neon rain on the city skin. Clock hits 1, we're booting in. Clean signal, no static lies. Wide open like midnight skies. Hands up, we move as one. Pulse locked in the kicking drum. Truth flows when the bassline hits. Room lights up, the cipher fits. No fear, no walls, just motion. Mind to mind like ocean. Say the word, ignite. We're live in the neon light. We're live in the neon light. Qubic, light it up. Cold starts dreaming when we show up.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're located. Thanks for being here. If it's your first time, please be sure to introduce yourself in the chat. We do this every other Thursday. This is the Qubic All Hands. Pretty much all of the work group leads are going to present what we're working on, what has happened since we last met. Please be sure to repost this stream on your wall, please, or on your newsfeed. All right, everybody, let's get started. We'll dive right in. Just a quick run through of the agenda. We will start with the scientific team update. If you guys have been following, they've had a really juicy last few weeks, so exciting for that. We then have a tech update, incubation update, a business development update, the governance framework update, and a marketing update. So I will introduce David and we have Jose, yes, to the stage, and I will let them. Hello, good morning.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, how are you?
Glad to be here.
Doing well. How are you guys?
Fine, thanks.
Busy,
Really
I
good.
think. Yeah.
Really good, yeah.
Very good.
Got some exciting news to share today, so let's dive into it.
Okay, maybe I can start and then I will give you Jose. So yes, there are a few things that we have been doing over the last couple of weeks since the last AMA. The first one is that we have released, as you know, the first physical proof that Neuraxon can be alive somehow, alive in terms that is able to be the brain of a physical device. We have chosen a simple device, the ball that you have on your right, down right. And basically what we have been doing with that is being able to control it. Basically, we released 2 applications, fully open science as always, in basically where you can control the ball, basically using a manual way and an hybrid way to basically let the Neuraxon control part of the movements. And also a writing app. In this writing app, you can select a word to write, like this Qubic one, and the ball is going to basically write it in the floor or wherever you have it. Since of course the ball is depending on the surface and everything, this can be tricky. There's a lot of parameters to tune. Most of the Neuraxon 2 parameters are there also to tune. So basically you can play with it. Also, Jose has developed a great tutorial. Maybe you want to say something, Jose?
Yeah, we've developed a tutorial in order to understand what these kind of sites are, and you may try. You can buy the ball just by less than $50. And in the tutorial, you can get all the explanations, and it's exciting when you see that the ball accurately, although not perfectly, writes our main letters from Qubic. So this is just a proof of concept. Some guys were asking in Discord or in X about what is this about, but this is just proof of concept that we can use the model in order to implement it in a physical reality.
Yeah, there's always a big basically difference between being writing papers and doing also only the science theoretical stuff and doing physical things and real things. And that's why we thought that it's interesting in this mode to share these. Also, if we know that reinforcement learning, or the way that we can teach robots, like these little ones or bigger ones, is also a fundamental piece. And we think also that Neuraxon can play a good role. We, of course, are moving directly into science, but we want also to share some sort of application. So you see also that it can have like other capabilities. So maybe, Defi, we can go next slide. Okay, the second big thing that we have been developing over the last weeks is releasing a new dataset. If you remember, we have released a couple datasets. The first one was the 1 million Neuraxoners using Neuraxon 1. That was not a time series, was basically a snapshot of what's happened in the game and with each Neuraxoner. And we have developed a much bigger one. In fact, it's so big that we cannot process at the moment everything. We have processed a lot of it, just 1 terabyte of data. It's a lot. It's almost 100 more times than the previous ones. And in different metrics, basically, we have also expanded the capabilities of this data set. And instead of playing games with just 100 or even less Neuraxoners, this one, all the games start with 1,000. So basically, it's a more crowded, of course, the map is also larger, but it's a crowded game of life. So we can see different behaviors and different clans, and different capabilities to grow over time in these sessions. And also, instead of just being single sessions, here we have the concept of rounds. So many sessions have several rounds. Basically, at the end of the round, the best 12 Neuraxoners of the 1,000 or 1,000 and a couple hundreds, because of course there are a lot of borns in each of the games. They go to the next session. The ones that were able to find more food, the ones who were able to really discover more ground and even have more baby sons, they also go to the next round. So I think it's a fundamental piece to have this huge data set to really start exploring way beyond. And of course, we keep building these new data sets. So basically, we need to keep exploring and using the new ones to build the next thing. And of course, the next steps for this month is trying to connect different groups of Neuraxons. We call it the multi-Neuraxon. So basically, they can work together. And of course, the next game of life, once we tune many of the new parameters, that there are a lot of them in Neuraxon 2.0, are going to go into that direction. Now, you also want to say anything here?
Yeah, just to make it clear that the idea is to test somehow in a scenario simulating somehow biological life. So with this kind of round games and sessions, the idea is that some kind of genes can surpass generations, can be passed to the next generations. So in that sense, we may know which kind of features, which kind of architectures are stable, and then we try to grow from a very single point or a very simple point to complex structures. So we need many tests and many data sets to test so many different parameters. So, but as David said, is you can test it too. You can take the data set. You can do your own research with this open source science. But the idea is to test some of the hypotheses that we are building with Neuraxon based in the AGARTH concept. So this is what we are doing, and this kind of data set is also the goal is to apply to some artificial life environments that we are really interested to go.
Yeah, for the recording of this huge dataset, we have also developed like a small game of life, a different game of life. Basically, it's the same one that you can get in GitHub at the moment, but it's basically without the graphical user interface or with a limited one. Since we were the thing that we need is to record a lot of them, and we were not as much interested in the visual part of it. And it's not there yet in the GitHub, but it will be. Everything that we do is at one point. We are busy with other stuff at the moment, but we will also upload to the GitHub the code that we use to generate these ones and the new ones that we are building for Neuraxon 2.0 that are going to be many new things that we have literally more than 100 different versions, and we also synthesize what we upload to basically don't populate too much most of the code. So maybe next slide. Okay, Jose, you want to go with the updates in the?
We have released a new article about the Neuraxon Intelligence Academy regarding networks. Next week, we are going to deliver a new one. I think it's coming now, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, a new article regarding some AI week news. As you all know, there are news every week, even every day. And we try to compare what the competence is doing and what are our ideas. So to make to close this gap between this knowledge. So as always, we are delivering and writing articles for the community to make things easier.
Okay, next slide, Daffy.
Slide, please. Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the big news. The big news is, you can go, Jose, if you want.
Yeah, we are extremely happy with this news. I think, we think that it's a small but very important step for Qubic, because as I mentioned some time ago, science is very slow and very difficult. And we are not starting from a large corporation or a laboratory or even from a big university. So our testing ground indeed has been all of David's machines. So we need to be happy about this possibility. And we have tested one of the features of the Neuraxon model and the Agarth concept, which is, as you all know, the trinary state. And we are happy because in a way this is another little step, another seed for this great project, and somehow another advance and another confirmation that this is the way. But to be honest, we have not discovered the AGI that will change the universe. So we need to be clear about this. We have tested one of the hypotheses of the bio-inspired trinary state. And that makes sense because it may help within a network. It may help to save energy and to gain stability. And it's possible that if we continue our work, there will be more publications in the future, of course. Personally, if we were to publish one paper every 2 years, for me and for us, that will be a success, considering the difficulty of science. And anything beyond that will be even better. And soon we will submit a publication for A-Life, which is a conference specialized in simulating life through computation. And of course, this is where one place that we will love to be able to test some hypotheses. And we will also try to the AGI conference. If you remember, last year we were thinking about attending or asking for a proposal for attending the big AGI and main AGI conference in Iceland. And this year we want to send maybe some kind of research, because this is the most suitable place to see the state of the art, not regarding AI, but in relation to AGI, which, as you all know, is one of the goals of Qubic, among others. So we are also working, as David said, in the multi-Neuraxon model to explore the concept of a network of networks. And soon, maybe next week, we are going to submit our next proposal for this Q2, for the second trimester, for April, May, and June.
Maybe next slide, Daffy.
Yep.
Next slide. Okay.
And as well, we are thinking about a proposal for some kind of developer to test, as we have explained in many AMAs before, some integration between Neuraxon and Queener. And likewise,
that will be like basically we are expecting to do this proposal for the Q2, and we also need, of course, to do another proposal for this Japan Osaka lecture, because once the paper is accepted, you need to present it there. So basically, we will prepare a proposal just specifically for that. And maybe over the end of the month, or probably the beginning of April, we will focus on this Queener thing, because as you know, it will be also a separate paper to develop that. That will be focused on trying to get some of the things that we have learned using Game of Life, to try to embed some of them in this training in the Qubic network. It's going, of course, to be smaller steps. We test first, And for that, of course, we will need, as Jose said, a developer, because we are just building the science. We are going to build also the prototype code to be embedded, but we will need someone with experience in that area to really develop the thing and test on the testnet and then on the real thing. So we really connect. Probably that will be, of course, we are working with uPOW and with GFB in that. And that will be also focused on trying, maybe we will be wait until Doge probably to do that. Probably the network will be quite busy with that. But also will be fascinating to see how we start to see the Neuraxon also starting to be trained on the real Qubic network. And for the next quarter, we are also expanding and trying to see new things, and will be in the proposal because we think there are many new avenues of exploration. And as Jose said, we also we already have developed many papers. We have another 2 at the moment, and we don't know yet if they are going to be accepted to other conference that we have presented, one in Germany and another in South Korea. A big one there, the ICML, and the other is a German one where we presented the Neuraxon 2 paper. And of course, as Jose said, these new papers take time, so we want also to make it as good as possible, so we can focus on different things. Also, it's fascinating to see that more people are getting into the trinary stuff, and probably we will write some articles regarding that. Just this week, also we have seen some people using for visual language models starting to use trinary too. So, and they use basically similar architecture. So it's good to see that the precepts upon that Qubic has been built since the beginning are starting to be in the ground science. And I think that's all from me. I don't know, Jose, anything or?
All for me. So, and of course, thank you very much to all the community,
for your support.
To Albert, to everybody, to uPOW, for all the support in this almost 2 years with us. So that's all.
Happy to answer any questions at the end. So I think that's all from my side. Thank you, Defi.
I just want to know if I have a formal invitation to Japan.
Only with kimono.
Congratulations, guys. I think this is a huge accomplishment and just a testament of the work that you're doing. So really excited. I know we've been pushing the community to, continue to get involved, and they have supported us through GitHub, giving us some stars. We're about almost halfway there. I did put a little plug in the chat. So hopefully we're just about to cross 500, but our goal is 1,000 stars so we can really get recognized with the work that the team is doing relentlessly. So thank you for everything. Exciting update. And it seems like the work you guys are doing is progressing at a light speed. So great job, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Now we have uPOW for a tech update. Let's see. I'll let you take control. Hello. Good morning.
That's good. Yeah, I start with short agenda. As usual, I pick a few highlights out of the last 2 weeks, which I would like to mention to you guys. I have an update about the QCD budget, and I will continue with project updates, where we cover the most important projects to get you up to date what's going on the tech side. Let's start with some highlights. I picked three of them. One is for me the Guardian project. We call it Network Guardians. We had the first more or less stable epoch in 202. So the last epoch means that the light nodes, the Bob nodes, they were running stable throughout the whole epoch, and most of the beta testers were giving feedback that it worked. That's for me the highlight. Then of course they got already these closed beta rewards. They were distributed, and that's why this is for me a highlight, and I'm looking forward to how this Guardian project will grow. The update comes a bit later. The second one is I was able to see log events through the official Qubic RPC, which is giving like a public interface for internal testing on how this internal Qubic events are locked. So, and yeah, I like to see that this is that it is growing and that we can already access through the Dev Explorer. So yeah, I invite the people also to check out the Dev Explorer. Anybody who wants to see it can already check it out. And the third one, we already heard it. I didn't know that the scientific team is in front of me, or will present before me. So yeah, for me, the third highlight from the last weeks is the Neuraxon approved paper for the conference. We heard it that they will go to Japan, whatever, where Defi has to wear the kimono. And the second thing about Neuraxon is that I don't know if you recognize it, but they collected terabytes of data, which they can now analyze and will give us insights about how everything works there. And that's for me a cool highlight because it underwrites the importance of science within Qubic. Yeah, these were my highlights. I'm gonna go over to a short budget update. The ones following this AMAs closely, they know that we had a budget approval in October last year. The idea was to have a tech founding for 6 months. We planned around $140K per month for the whole tech, for the whole Qubic core technology. And we also introduced that we want to hire new DevOps and core engineers. But there's a big but on the side. The actual execution looks a bit different because mainly the reduction, or let's say the Qubic price declined. So what we reduced our spendings per month. So we are right now around 100K per month. It's not 100K Qubic, it's 100K dollar. I'm really sorry for this. We postponed the DevOps and core engineer hirings, and we introduced some community foundings. So, for example, the network recording project was not built by ourselves. So we joined together, for example, with at Pommeskabel, at Jetski, and they helped us to develop the project and to maintain it. So we introduced some measurements to reduce our running costs. As I mentioned, we had a huge market impact when we requested the budget for these 6 months. We requested on a price level. It was already below, but we said like $1.3K per billion. We went down to like $500 per billion. And of course, if you plan for 6 months, this will not last for the 6 months. We have to be honest on that. Means the budget is only covering from November to February. So instead of 6 months, we can only cover 4 months, which leaves us with a remaining scope of March and April, so 2 months left. And what we have to do is to continue with the planned technology project. We will present a new budget to the computers. I guess we're gonna do this for the next proposal round. Means we normally have on every Tuesday is the day where anyone who wants to propose something can join an AMA and present it. So we're gonna present the new budget proposal next Tuesday, and we'll bring it to the network for computer voting on next Wednesday. That's an important update for you guys to know, so that the planned budget will not be enough to cover until April. That's the reason why we're gonna present a new proposal. So now to the positive side, to the project updates. On the Oracle machines, is everything running as we have planned? We didn't had any blocking issue in the last weeks. What the devs are currently working on is the revenue calculation. We have merged it with the project we call New Revenue Algo, so that the revenue impact of the Oracle machines will be covered by the other project. What currently is running is we run the subscription. Everybody who has already tested the Oracle machines know that he can send, or you can send, a request to the network. Hey, give me the price of XYZ. And what smart contracts also need is, I need to price regularly. It's like a subscription. I want to know let's just an example. I want to know every minute what is the current price of Qubic to $T. And these subscriptions are now running within local test and testnets, with the goal to publish them next epoch update, so next Wednesday, to the mainnet. And because the subscriptions are mainly meant to be used by smart contracts, we will also include a small user function within Qtil smart contract that we can test it. So basically, we want to give you, the community, the possibility to also test this subscription. And the last step from our side to finish the Oracle machines is adding the functionality to some contracts. This will follow up on next. I already mentioned the network recording project. This is running. We wanted to start with the open beta earlier, but as I mentioned, we had the first complete epoch which runs smoothly, the last one. So we keep this one closed and we'll open the beta next Wednesday, so that everybody can join the network recording project. I invite everybody to look into the channel. We have a dedicated network recording channel in the Discord. Or if you're interested to running a network node for Qubic, check out the documentation. You can already try to play around, install it, and make you check out how it works. Because if you want to participate, it is advised to start early in the epoch. So when we start next Wednesday, you should be ready around 12 UTC to start running your nodes, because if you join too late to the party, you are not eligible to get any rewards out of the Network Guardian project. Yeah, that's about Network Guardians. So, and the next one is well awaited, is the Dogecoin update. Also here, we did not have any blocker, so the plan is progressing. We started some internal testing. I will come to that a bit later. We have running a so-called dispatcher. If you want to know more how the Dogecoin project technically works, I suggest to go to the blog post, which is on our website. There you have also a visualization, a graphic where you see how more or less will the flow be, to understand when I talk about the dispatcher, what that means. So on the blog, you can see what is the dispatcher exactly. We have also ready a internal test miner, which is not an ASIC miner. It's just software running on a computer, which simulates basically the whole process, coming from an official Doge pool via dispatcher to the miner and the way back. Our next steps on the roadmap are finalizing the computer documentation, which is needed for the computers to build their connectors, their own pools, basically. And also the core node integrations are on the plan. Now, what we need from you guys is we need to define with what pool do we start with Doge. So of course, our goal is to run our own pool, but when we start, we may start with an existing pool which is already there to ramp up our mining hash rate. So it means that similarly to what we did in XMR, we're gonna start and connect to an existing pool, and then when our hash rate grows, we can disconnect from the existing pool and start with our own pool. And for this, I invite you to start a discussion in the Dogecoin channel in our Discord. Maybe there are people with experience say, okay, this pool is good, this is bad. I don't know. Contribute and finally create a poll about with which pool we're going to start. And on the other side, the core team doesn't own any ASIC miner. So I assume that there out in the community is somebody who has them. Contact me so that we can not only test with our miner on a computer, but also with a real ASIC miner on if what we have implemented works well, so that we can test end to end the whole chain. Yeah, happy to get your feedback. Happy to get your help. That would be really nice. So yeah, assuming we get your help, we know which pool we're gonna join. We still plan to go online on the 1st of April in the mainnet, which is yet not a joke. So we're gonna try to do everything that we can start on April 1st with all the Dogecoin mining implementations in the mainnet. Okay, then I have a few more projects. I'm gonna speed up a bit. We have the core optimization phase 1, which we had to delay the smart contract state detection 1 week. We wanted to start it already yesterday, but there were some implications or some issues in the core code which we first need to solve. So what we did is we did not roll out the feature to all the computers. We just run some test nodes within the mainnet, which already contains the new code, to see if they are stable and running smooth. We expect that we can finish this epoch, so that the delay of 1 week will mean that we're going to start with the rollout for all computers next Wednesday. We are working on the minimum fee smart contract procedures, and on the next steps, we're going to go to have some more core refactoring, which allows to optimize the network in general. To sum up some of the core updates, we were able to close the Bob Light nodes V1. So they are basically rolled out, they are ready, they can be used, they are used by the Guardian project, and everybody who wants to run their own Light and Bob nodes are invited to do so. That's why on our side, we closed this version 1 Bob Light node project. As usual, we have had several or various smart contract reviews and updates, which are deployed weekly on Wednesday. Then the project about the new revenue algorithm was restarted, and by end of February, we expect to do our first A/B testing on March 11. That's next week. A/B testing means that we create some kind of a shadow version of the revenue, which is written in parallel to the official version. So we do have the existing revenue algorithm, which is applied, and in parallel we have the new one, which writes all the data and is analyzed, or can then later be analyzed by us 1 week later, and we can see what would happen to the computer's revenue. Did we calculate everything right? We use this A/B testing to see what's gonna be changed or what would change, and to communicate to the computers on what should they optimize, or on what should they do. Basically, it's for us, for internal testing, and for the computers to see what are the consequences of the changes. The plan is still as we have planned it. So there is until now no blocker. The project is on time. Then we have the RPC event log integration, which I already mentioned in the highlights. We are currently adding extended filters so that, for example, the events can be fetched by addresses, identities, and we are testing the Explorer integration, and we expect to have the public beta where everybody is invited to consume the new endpoints or see the result on the Explorer or wallets by mid of March. Very short update also on the browser wallet extension. The alpha release, which we used internally, is running. The testers, the devs, could already work with it. We also working on the wallet connect, so that you can. I already mentioned it last week. No, 2 weeks ago, that you can connect the browser extension to the D app. For example, we have QEarn, we have QSwap, we have all these D apps, and the browser extension, it will allow you to connect to them without using your mobile app or any other app which is out there. Expected public beta is also by mid of March. When I sum up all my project updates, I must say we have expected a lot of beta or public releases by mid of March. It's also what David and Jose mentioned before. We have a huge load of stuff coming in March, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to finish these things. That was from my side. I think. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to answer any questions later.
Thank you, Jodam. So in short, you guys are extremely busy and you're cooking in the kitchen. So as always, thank you. We have a lot of exciting things in the pipeline, and I think everybody's really looking forward to it. But nice to hear it from you. Mr. Rose, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, welcome. What do you got for us today?
Very exciting news. I'm not going to talk about the price action because, yeah, we all know that it's affecting us. But yeah, let's start. Yeah, I think that we have all that I have to report here is good news. Let's start with Solana Bridge. If you recall from the last AMA, we were a little bit stuck because we were short on one smart contract developer. So yeah, we finally made it to find one. And yeah, the Solana Bridge team delivered milestone 2, was already, so basically the both smart contracts, there's the Solana and the Qubic smart contract. They have been already delivered. The QA is ongoing. Cortec is supporting us, and I can't say that so far it's so good. I mean, it's looking really, really good. What they've delivered. Not only that they delivered pretty much on time, but also for the quality of the deliverables. So congratulations, team. I'm aware that current QA is going really, really good. Also, on the bottom bridge, I can say that finally the audit is finalized. There are no more bug fixing, and everything is ready to be shipped to mainnet. Yes, this morning, I've been talking with the developers. They confirmed that preparing the proposal. So yeah, I expect that probably next week they will be submitting it to quorum submission. So fingers crossed, and let's hope that computers approve this time at the bridge so we can see it come to life. On the OTC escrow smart contract, the audit is also ongoing. Mundus is the company that we hired to perform this audit. What we agreed with them is 3 rounds auditing. We are on round 2, and yeah, so far it's looking good. So I expected maybe 1 or 2 weeks more for the last round, and finally go live. So yeah, no delays expected here. QSwap. Well, what you see here is that they are developing M4, but I just received a last message confirming that they are full live. So QSwap from now on, it's considered fully delivered. You can already access, and yeah, I was confirmed that the marketing campaign has also started. So the social networks are online, and yeah, everything's ready. And finally, Nostromo. As you recall, the shareholders organized themselves, leading Fletcher being the leading shareholder of this opportunity, to basically take over the project and prepare a new proposal. Yesterday, they submit the proposal to the incubation board, who's been currently under revision. We expect to provide feedback in more or less 1 week, a week and a half, so we can decide whether we go ahead with investment or something needs to be changed. I can say any more so far because yeah, this proposal is under review currently. And yes, I think that's all on my side, Defi.
Well, thank you for that breath of fresh air.
Not that bad, right? This time everything is being like, everything's good.
Yes, I know. Exactly. So appreciate that. I love the positive updates. Thank you from the incubation side. And now we're going to jump into business development. So I'm going to bring Kim's to the stage. Hello.
Hey, everyone. Hello.
I see you
It's
have your
great to be
Cupid
here.
shirt on today.
Yes. Hi, everyone. It's great to be here today. I will just walk you through what I've been doing on the business development side of Qubic, what's happening behind the scene, and etc. So, business development in crypto is often misunderstood, and people think it's just exchange listing or partnership, and that's it. In reality, business development is about structured pipeline with a clear process to filter all the inquiries, all the submission, to make sure it's aligned with Qubic strategic goals, and etc. So let us start. Can you? Yes, thank you. So we developed a process, business development life cycle for to make sure that all the submissions and the requests, either it's from builders or exchange or partnership or other projects, can be recorded and pipelined and streamlined through the process. We have Pipedrive CRM, which help us to record every request. So first phase is the intake, where any submission, any request will be considered. That's why we created the partnership forum, and it's already on the website, and also it's available on the Discord in the channel of the one of the channels on the ecosystem. I can refer it to anyone if anyone requests, and also people can, reach out to me through DM, and I will walk them through the process in case they are not aware about how to submit for such a request. So after that will be the qualification phase, where we evaluate whether this opportunity actually makes sense for Qubic. Is it aligned strategically with our goals, or it's just another, nonsense, or let me say, is not aligned with our best interest. After that, after identifying a qualified opportunity, then it moves to the phase of structuring phase, which defining the model, technical aspect, economic aspect, strategic alignment, marketing alignment. So we can have a full structured proposal and well-defined opportunity. Then after that, it depends if this opportunity fall under, for example, listing or exchange, then it has to go to the listing board. As per our governing model now, framework, so any listing requests has to go to the listing board for reviewing it, assessing it, and then vote on it. So if an opportunity, for example, for DEX listing or exchange listing, and it gets like a yes from the board, then we can move to the execution support, where as a business development will make sure to facilitate with all relevant teams, tech team, core dev team, marketing team, to make sure this opportunity or whatever it will be streamlined and funneled and in the right paths. After that, we will have the final phase, which is the closure. Means that the opportunity has matured, has been developed, has been implemented, has been listed, whatever. Then it will be closed from the business development team, and we'll develop a report where we can evaluate all the learning paths, what things could done better, what is the learning lessons from this opportunity, and etc. Next, please. Now this is a pipeline overview. Some of the conversations that have been doing lately. So there is some exchange conversation, some swap integration and DEX listing, for example, and also on and off RAM service. As you see, it's most of them still in the qualification phase, a part of the on and off RAM service. One of the challenges that I'm facing always is that we are not EVM compatible, and this is a big blocker for us. Hopefully, with the vote on bridge being finalized and ready, that will eliminate this blockage and will open for us more opportunity, and more collaboration to happen. So now this is just an overview of what is happening. So our goal here is not just chase hypes. We are trying to build a durable integrations, and we are trying to find a long-term opportunities that will help Qubic and will be valuable for Qubic. We don't want just to jump into any opportunity that at the end will not add any value for the network. So we are trying to be careful, and also because of the circumstances of the market and etc. Next, please. Now we have developed Qubic event calendar, which I really like this initiative. This is just in the beta version, where still work in progress, and it will be soon released to the community. So what this calendar does, it shows all events Qubic will attend throughout 2026. It allows community members to submit events, and allows also community member to vote on which events that they think it's most strategical to Qubic to attend. It might be a crypto event in their region. Maybe it will be developer community event. So they can submit it through the app. Then it can be voted from the community, and in case it's got higher votes, then it can proceed for the next step, where we can consider to submit a CCF proposal. And as a business development team, we will support community members in advice, in just consultation capacity on how they can go through the process to submit their proposal and attend the event and present Qubic, and just to make sure that the brand is integrity is intact. So this is just the scope for business development. And also this will help us just to prevent the classic crypto problem, where you find like 5 or 6 people attending a conference and we don't know about it. And we cannot at the end find any ROI that help Qubic to grow, like leads or connection or opportunities, etc. Next. So for business development, what will be next? I'm still keeping the conversation with tier 1 and tier 2 exchange open, just to focus on the right timing and the strategic fit for us, without any rushing for the listing. But I believe it's very important that we keep those channels alive with those exchanges. Maybe right now the circumstances of the market and the price action and the volume is not helping us just to proceed with a certain listing. But it's very important that we keep the connection with the exchanges, just to wait for the right moment and the right circumstances that will help us just to proceed further with those listings. We discussed and we are trying now to build a business case from scratch. I think it's a very strong initiative to build business case for the computing power, outsourcing our computing power. We will target sectors like universities, scientific research labs, enterprise workloads, etc. But the thing is that there is a lot of work ahead of us. We need to develop the business case from scratch. Means that we need to do the market research. We need to understand those prospects, what is their requirement, where we can distinguish Qubic other than the competitors in that market. So there is a lot of homework we need to be done first before we can take a really solid, concrete action and approach those entities. Also, we'll make sure that we will have the on-off RAM service. We already have Pengsa, and still we having an integration phase to be finalized. But strategically, we need redundancy. We need to make sure that we don't rely 100% on Pengsa. We need to have an alternative to be always available. So we will try to finalize with a service provider for the on and off ramps to make sure that we don't fall short or anything. And as I mentioned, there is a lot of homework to be done, and we'll try to do our best to identify, opportunities in especially in the real world use cases, uh, where we need to provide the idea, or to shine the idea of Qubic uniqueness, and to implement it in the real world cases. I believe this is the major value. If we can translate all the features in Qubic to a real world cases, then we have a big win situation here. So I hope will be, for me, that's it. And I hope if anyone has any question, I will be able to answer at the end. Thanks.
Okay, we have next up the governance framework update. I'm going to bring, are you going to go through that, Kims?
Yes.
Okay.
You cannot get enough from Kim's.
He's back. No, okay.
Yeah, he's back. Yeah. Can you, the next slide? Yes. No. Yes, this one. So, as per the timeline for our governing framework, now we finalized the requirements for the financial auditing entity or firm. We identify exactly the scope. We identified exactly what kind of reports that we need. So we went through all aspects and we finalized it. Now it's time to shortlist, or actually to find firms that doing this scope. And I already managed to get like a long list, but we approached like 3 of them already. So I believe for the milestone of the shortlist candidates, we are actually ahead of it, and I think we can finalize it before March 15. Maybe within coming week we can have the shortlist ready. We already approached those firms and we are waiting for their feedback, and open a channel of discussion with them, and understand the financial aspect and how they can operate, how they will can integrate with the Qubic governing framework, and etc. So I believe we are on time for the timeline to deliver a full operational governing framework in April 15. Even maybe if we manage, we can have it before that. I hope so. Yeah, and that's for me. I hand it to Mr. Rose.
Yeah, very quickly. In parallel with the finance auditing entity, what we are also doing is moving forward with the strategic board, because you know that it's going to be 4 places for the work group leads, 3 seats for computers, and 2 seats for advisors. So we are proceeding with the election of the computer delegates that we have a seat in the board. We already defined let's say the job description / requirements, and now we are starting with the process. The idea is that only computers will vote. So this is similar to the so the process, the election process, is pretty similar to the incubation board. So the idea is that only computers can elect themselves or nominate. So at the end of the, let's say, nomination process, we'll have long list of potential candidates, and then we will conduct the voting, which obviously only computers will decide on this. We are not making any differentiation between pools, so we are, say, pool agnostic, because the decision that are going to be taken in the strategic board has no direct impact in the protocol, so there is no conflict of interest per se. So what the strategic board is going to support us is on potential conflicts, general alignment, strategic alignment, that's important, between work groups, and supporting on defining this North Star, right? So our strategy. So nothing to see with revenue sharing or protocol related topics. I just wanted to highlight in case of any doubt. The idea is that next week we will start the process. We will post all the documentation in the computer channel, and yeah, from then on, just moving forward until March 15. End of March. When we expect to have this final list of potential candidates and then conduct the voting. That's all on my side. Back to you, Defi.
Thank you for those updates. And I'm going to just dive into the marketing updates. All right, guys. We have been really busy, really focused on upcoming Doge mining. So it's something that's really a priority. We have the plan ready. We are going through the team for feedback, allocating who's going to take what role, but I'll get to that in a second. So I'd just like to give you a glimpse kind of what's been happening. So I did the month of February. So you have a full look at the month. We had 279 opt-ins via opt-in monks. So those are all organic. We had over 2 million X and LinkedIn organic impressions. We have 52,000 unique website visitors, and our paid X ad impressions were over 13 million. So that's a grand total of paid and organic impressions over 15 million. This was the best to date, the best month performance in terms of impressions made for Qubic. So I think it's important to note that. You can see the X ads performance. We were maintaining an average with the exception of like the 6th and 7th of February, which we were having some issues with our ads getting approved. But outside of that, we were maintaining around 400,000 to 600,000 impressions per day. You can see the budget was a little bit more than we had planned for the month, but we had a lot going on in the last month that we also thought was really important to get some traction on. You can see the organic social impressions for the month of February. We had 2 million organic social impressions, just shy of 2 million alone across X, and almost 11,500 and change on LinkedIn. And the SEO update. So this has been something that my team and I have been really focused on improving, because obviously that helps us streamline our ad budget. And the cost of this is simply, investment in the team, and it will give us organic results. So we have increased our SEO score. Now, mind you, it moves on a regular basis, but that's a good indicator to know that Google is searching our pages, crawling our pages, and indexing them. So we have increased our SEO health score. I believe it was like around 68 when we started this plan, which we've been really gangbusters on for the last month. And we increased our link score quite significantly. What we are working on now is ranking for more phrases that would be searched up by LLMs. We're doing quite well, to be honest with you, but there's always room for improvement. We are also looking to integrate keywords that are highly searchable, not just for Qubic itself or include the name Qubic, but other things that pertain to us, like how we compare with other blockchains and stuff like that. I'll work through that in just a second. Keeping it short and sweet. So we are planning pretty much a 3-phase plan for Doge. It's the pre-launch, the launch, and the post-launch. And it is in the final stages right now. We are getting feedback from the team and the ambassadors and also the community. The reality is for this to be pulled off, which it absolutely can be, but we need all hands on deck. So, the pre-launch phase, which we're obviously in right now, is we're going to launch a press release, probably I would say in the next week. And that's going to help us gauge which organic placements we can secure, because it's most likely an indicator of how it will perform in the launch. We're already getting some significant traction on our own. So the other option is we can pay for those placements, but then we obviously have to request the budget to pay for those because they're quite expensive. Now, the only thing is then we know that they will be secured. On the other end, we can put the test press release out as we intend on doing, and we can see where we're getting placed organically. And that's going to give us a good gauge pre-launch of where we're probably going to get some traction when we launch. So we could possibly get published in Cointelegraph or BTC News on our own, and that would be earned media, not paid media. So we have to figure out kind of which way we're going to go. And I'd like to say that I'm not going to request that funding up front necessarily until we see how our organic press release responds to the market. We do have a new press page on the Qubic website. I did share that with you the last All Hands AMA, but it's getting updated regularly because we are securing earned media. So we were just featured for Neuraxon 2.0 in Yahoo Finance, Business Insider, Bar Chart, Brief Glance, and AP News. We do have 4 Doge specific blogs in the works, and our intention is to release 1 blog a week leading up to the launch of Doge mining, with paid traffic backing that. We are activating the community with a subreddit plan. I'm in the talks with some people right now. If that's you, if you are very much involved on Reddit, please DM me. And we are looking for 5 people particularly. It's a very strategic plan. It takes about 15 or 20 minutes a day. I would say approximately for 2 weeks. We want to be really intentional with what we're posting. So there is kind of a playbook that's already been created by myself, and we would follow that suit. So working on that. And we are finalizing the organic social activation plan for Doge. That would be something that we would want to include ambassadors or community members. Again, if that speaks to you, if you really want to make headlines in every which way or whatever, I mean, I would think so, just being a Qubic investor myself, that we want this to get out there in the biggest way possible. So we really do need your support. So please, come connect with me in the marketing think tank chat on Discord, or you can also DM me. We have 13 SEO blog articles that are in review right now that we're looking to start ranking for specific keywords and increasing the rank on others. So for instance, if it's anything Qubic related, there is no reason why we shouldn't be appearing on the first page, and particularly #1 result for that search phrase. So we're making sure that if we have dropped down in rank, we pick those back up. And also pertaining to keywords that are outside of Qubic specific words, but that, I'm sorry, and someone's knocking on my door at the worst moment possible. Other keywords that are specific to our industry, but not Qubic specific words. We are getting our Doge budget finalized, hopefully within the next 24 to 48 hours. And we are going to start teasing Doge on socials officially next week, the week of March 16th. Again, we really need all hands on deck to pull this off. Can we? Of course we can. It's a bit, it's a big goal for sure. The plan, it's advantageous. It's far stretching. And there are some things that we cannot actually control as part of the plan. But if we can pull the plan off as to what we can control, then what we can't control, it will catch like wildfire. And that's pretty much the goal. I'm going to open it up now for questions. Give me one moment. I'm going to put the other questions over here right now. I had somebody helping me get those ready. Just a second. If there are other questions also, guys, please drop them in the chat. Okay, first question I see is, isn't Neuraxon already being trained on the Qubic network? I think that would be a question for David and Jose. Do you want to take that question, guys?
No, it doesn't. As we said previously, we are going to release a proposal probably by the end of March or beginning of April to start this development. So no, so far it's not yet trained on the Qubic network. That's a separate proposal that probably, as also we said previously, is depending on probably when the end of Doge is finished or something like that. And for that we have set up a group with uPOW and CFB to work with that. So no, not yet.
Okay, incredible. Will it take what it's already learned to be able to integrate into the blockchain? Like, it's not starting from fresh.
Yeah. No, the idea also here in March is also to, since we are going to develop this multi-Neuraxon, is to try to see what are the pieces that are going to use it for training. So the first step in March, we are going to develop like the Python abstraction code for what are the things that we are interested in trying to search in the Qubic network. And that will be the input that we will expect once we start with the testnet and everything. So yes, everything that we have been doing previously, the Neuraxon 1, the Neuraxon 2, all the game of life setups and everything is connected on the end goal. Yeah.
Okay. And this might be related to the same question because it is Neuraxon focused, but is there a Qubic smart contract planned with Neuraxon?
Not at the moment, but could be an option. Is not at the moment. It's not in the current roadmap, but yes, could be.
Okay. Thank you for that. I think I'm going to move on to Jotum. So when Qubic USDT pool. Oop, there you are. You're muted. Oh, no. Go ahead.
Qubic USDT pool.
Yes. When Qubic USDT pool.
Maybe the one can describe what he means with that, because I'm not sure if I understand the question. Do you do you understand it?
No, not particularly. But if that was your question, can you give us a little clarity on the question in the chat, and we'll be sure to get that answered for you. Why? This is a good question. This is something that we have covered, but maybe we need to cover it again because I think it's really important. Will Doge be mined alongside the other projects, or will Monero no longer be mined after that?
Both is true. We will have a phase where we have both, of course. So there will be a transition phase. It's not yet defined how long it will be. I assume this will be maximum a month. So we're gonna start with Qubic, Monero, and Doge, and then basically Monero goes down and Doge goes up, and then it will be eliminated from the network. So the end goal is to have only Doge.
Okay.
Or any other things in the future, but the Xmer was so the reasoning behind mainly is that Xmer was the Monero integration was a proof of concept.
Yeah.
So it's not, for example, it's not using the Oracle machine infrastructure. So it's just running beside, because we did just what we had to do that it runs. And with Doge, we integrate it as it should be in the future. That's one of the reasons why it slides out.
So can you mine them simultaneously?
It's just in the transition phase.
Okay. So the end goal is to transition completely to Doge, but in the month or so of the launch and integration phase and mainnet, we will be mining both simultaneously.
Correct.
Okay.
And then after the transition phase, the the CPU and GPU, or let's say the CPUs which were able to mine Monero, will go back to 100% Qubic mining.
Okay, understood.
So as a side note, currently we have this, we call it idle time or interleaf mining. This will basically be shut down. So there will be either Qubic and Doge at the same time, 100%.
I love this. Okay. And okay, there is a further explanation on the Qubic USDT. When will Qubic USDT be swappable on chain with the QSwap smart contract?
The first step, I guess, is now the bridge we are building with Votum, which Mr. Rose mentioned that they are preparing the proposal. And as soon as we have bridged from Ethereum to Qubic, we would be able to integrate it in QSwap. Basically, the QSwap team would need to have to do it because it's not, the QSwap is not a core product from us.
Understood.
So I cannot give any ETA. It depends on the project. I guess they want to have it too, so they will work on that very quickly.
Somebody asked, but I don't think it's really relevant. Are there any offers to buy out Qubic? $1 trillion. If that's the offer, we may consider it. No, not a penny less than that. Okay, so any market listings soon, like OKX, Coinbase, and they said BNB, but I'm assuming they mean Binance. We've covered this many times if you guys have been around, or if this is your first time here. This was a question by Crypto Paul. The state of the market in general and the price of Qubic, obviously, is two contributing factors to us not necessarily wanting to pursue exchange listings at the moment. That doesn't mean that we're shutting the doors. Kim's is still managing those relationships with people so that when the time is right, the price is better, the funds that we have set aside will go that much further. So, I mean, if there was a prime opportunity, I'm sure that it would be considered by the exchange listing board. But at the moment, we're not, pushing for that per se, because I feel that we have so much work to do that will change the circumstances and our money can go that much further with exchange listings. So let's say we could get maybe a tier 2 listing now, but let's say the price of Qubic does a 3 to 5x, that might be able to bring us to a tier 1 listing. So why would we, we just have to be really intentional, I feel, with the state of the market, the state of the Qubic price in general, and take, every opportunity needs to be strongly considered. So that's where we're at. Of course, we want exchange listings just like you guys do. So it's not that they won't come in the future. I just want to put that out there. I don't see any other particular questions. Do you guys want to wrap it up with that being said? Okay.
I guess so.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Please be sure to share the stream. Come, connect with us in our Discord. It's very engaged over there. We have multiple channels where you guys can plug in your questions. If it's anything related to Dogecoin mining, there's a channel for that. If it's marketing related, there's a channel for that. So we do have one last question. Okay. Can you explain the burn rate?
I guess this is from me. Yeah, I mean, the burn rate can be related to many things. I'm not sure to what this the questioner is referring to. There can be a burn rate based on the emission. So basically, for example, we currently emit, let me recall the number, like 360 billion cubics per epoch to the computers. And we could say, okay, what is the ratio between the emission and the burn? If you say that could be 1. I don't have this in mind. There are several analytics pages which we can get it. If you can talk a bit, Defi, I can check if I have it on one.
Okay.
But I think it's better to prepare something for the next all hands to have some burn statistics.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
I think that makes more sense. If I look at the statistics tool I have now in front of me, yeah, there was a lot of burns in the last. So there's like there's for example there we have a 4-hour window snapshot capturing. So what it does basically is it takes always 4-hour snapshots of the network and calculates what were the burns within this window. And in the last window we had 30 billion of burns. That's quite high, to be honest. That's not usual. And then the mostly it's more low. I think it makes sense to make these numbers look a bit more nice. So yep, I try to extract some nice numbers for the next all hands, so
Okay.
that we can share it next week. In 2 weeks.
Okay. So thank you for bringing that up. I think that everyone would probably get a lot from that. So we can go over that and possibly weave in the emissions, because I don't think that everyone quite understands how that works. And the fact that we like Bitcoin, we have, but our halving is not every 4 years, it's every 12 months or 52 epochs, and epoch being 7 days. The next one is planned for August of 2026. So, we have a lot of catalysts coming that will lower the emissions and also increase the rate of burn. So these are things just to keep paying attention to. Oracles are one of them. Execution fees are another one of those. The mining rewards are another aspect of burning. So I would see that we become a deflationary protocol very soon. I think some community members have mapped it out to a T. I can't validate if that's 100% correct, but it looks promising. So we'll wait for Jotam to provide you with that information, but thank you for bringing up that question. As always, thank you everybody for being here with us. Again, we do this every other Thursday at Community All Hands at 10 a.m. I believe there is winter time coming, so it'll be 11 a.m. EST because it changes on March 8th, and 3 p.m. UTC still. So we will see you in a couple of weeks, and plug into the Discord and ask us any questions in the meantime. Thanks for all your support, and we will all speak to you soon.